What is up, guys? It's me, Brandon, trying to give you guys a comic book review. Yeah, that's my apartment right here. Pretty freaking sweet, isn't it? It's pretty freaking sweet. Yeah, that's my man cave. But yeah, let's get into some comics, shall we? This is the comic books I have not read yet. For one reason or another, I have not been able to get a chance to read these, but unfortunately, with the shipping and label and boxing crisis, I should say delivery crisis, this gives me an excuse to read all of these. But this is not what I'm going to do for this review. It is centered on this. The first comic book in my review, Starman. Number 0 for 0 hour. Did I love this comic book reading this comic book? Yeah, I did. I really loved it. The art, the aesthetics were freaking awesome. And I will personally say that it is a holy 10 out of 10. Cinnamon El Cecil. Number 4, I guess, out of 5. These are all back issues, because just wanting to let you know. If you're wondering, these are all back issues. These are the ones that I have read so far. The other ones I have not gotten a chance to read. I will, and I will do a video on those ones when I get a chance to read them. So here we go. This I loved so much. I honestly admit that I thought that this was kind of like an early version of Ginny Hex. But no, Ginny Hex, the one from Brian Michael Bendis, is actually a parody of this character, and I freaking love it. I love it. This is a great book, a great issue. It deals with politics, but in a fun way. Not like in a, oh my god, you have to vote this way politics. No, this does exactly what I want it to do. It tells the ramifications of political people and, what happens in the real world when, when stuff like that happens. And I love it. I love it when comic books tell the real world. I love it when they do that with politics. I hate it when comic books and comic book people have to tell their customers that they have to vote this way or another way. Just tell us the goddamn story and tell us the ramifications of this person politically or this person politically. Just tell us what happened. What's the consequence of, voting for this person? What's the consequence of voting for that person? And I freaking love it because this actually tells what I really want to hear and see in a comic book with political aspects. So, yes, a holy 10 out of 10. Extreme Justice number 1 was really, pretty freaking extreme. I will say that. The art, the aesthetics, the dialogue, everything flowed naturally, and I love it. So definitely 10 out of 10. Deadshot Beginnings number 1. This was a good book. I really enjoyed it. I actually got 2, 3, and 4 from a back issues comic book shop right where I live in Burlington, Vermont. And I was so surprised to actually to actually get 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to read 2, 3, and 4 because I really want to know what happens. But yeah, don't tell me because I really don't want to have spoilers. But this is really good. It just kind of flows like a movie and I love it. 10 out of 10. Oh, Starfire. Yes. Yes, the actual Starfire. Not the Tamaranian version, as we would as we would know her. No, this is the original version of Starfire. Yeah. The original 1977 version. Basically, if this comic book didn't exist, neither would the modern version of Starfire. You know, from Teen Titans Go, all that shit, all the media that you've seen her in would not exist if it wasn't for this comic book series. And I love it. This was a damn good comic book. 1977, baby. Basically, if this comic book didn't exist, George Perez and Marv Wolfman would have never created the modern take version of Starfire. Because a lot of the elements that they took actually come from this comic book series. And it's pretty freaking awesome to see a badass woman take center stage. Yeah, 10 out of 10 for that. Again, Starfire, number 4. The first one I have was an actual number 8 cover. Yeah, this is really good. Same thing. If this comic book series didn't exist, neither would the space warrior Starfire. Neither would she. She would not exist. Marv Wolfman and George Perez would have never made her as, a spacefaring princess. Because, like I said before, a lot of the ideas that they took for the modern version of Starfire actually come from this comic book series. Especially this character right here. The one in the golden armor. But yeah, this comic book was really damn good. Really good. Really well put together. And I loved it. I actually read those 2. And let me tell you this. People doing the ads in 1977 had a lot more freedom to actually, say some pretty touchy things regarding towards, real life extraordinary mutants. I mean, the real life X-Men. Of course, I'm talking about the, specially needed people. Yeah. Other than that, I loved it. And that, what I was telling about, actually was an ad in this comic book issue. this comic book issue. But yeah, this was really good. I really loved it. 10 out of 10. JLA. Numbers 119 to 123. I loved every minute of it. This was a really good comic book series. I will give all of them a 10 out of 10. Guy Gardner, Core Breach, was really damn good. The art explains it. Really damn punchy. 10 out of 10. Guy Gardner, Death Race, number 10. Really damn good. Really damn punchy. And I loved it. As a Guy Gardner fanboy. 10 out of 10. The 50th book, the Millennium issue for the 50th year for the Crisis on Infinite Earths event. Holy shit, this was really damn good. I mean, I know it's basically plagiarism, but I mean, seriously, the cover looks like, a really good cover. It actually looks like a photograph, and I love it. 10 out of 10. Flash and Green Lantern, number 3 out of 6 for the Brave and the Bold. Was really damn good. I loved it. Really damn awesome. 10 out of 10. The Ray, number 0. Wow, was this comic book good. I mean, really good. The art, the dialogue, the plot, all 10 out of 10 in my book. Really good book. Lobo's back, baby. One more time. Oh, I loved this book. Basically, don't piss off Lobo is like a really good, saying right now. Don't piss him off. 10 out of 10. Captain Carrot and the Zoo Crew. Frogzilla. This was okay. I really loved it and enjoyed it for its, time. This was a pretty generic comic book and I loved it. 10 out of 10. The Young All-Stars. Yeah, 1980s racism. It really. Yeah, 1980s racism. Probably gonna have to censor that. Especially with Flying Fox right there. Yeah, 1980s racism. Did I love this book? That's the bigger question. Yeah, I did. I loved it. 10 out of 10. I missed the womanizing version of Superboy. Wait. No. No, not really. I loved it for its time, but that's about it. And yes, this is the womanizing version of Superboy. Yeah. He basically, he was like the Beavis and Butthead of DC Comics. Whenever he sees a chick, he tries to pick up the chick with catchy lines. God, I love this book so much. 10 out of 10. Underworld 1, 2, and 3. I loved this event. I don't think I have the 4th one. If they did, made a 4th one. I don't have it, but if they did, I will most likely get it. I really loved it. This was a really good event. especially, since Image just came out, a year or two before this event happened. I loved it. Yeah, this is a definite 10 out of 10 for all of them for me. Captain Carrot and the Zoo Crew #1. I love it so much. Not being sarcastic, I mean, this is a really good book. Yeah, this is a really good book. I will say this, I really love the entire aspect. It's basically Looney Tunes with superpowers. Not Toon Force. Just superpowers. And I love it. 10 out of 10. Yes. Special Crisis crossover. What? JLA Incarnations #5. The Darkest Days. Of course, the Flash is getting obliterated, but that's because of antimatter energy. Yeah. I loved it. This was a great book, and I really loved it. This basically fills in some parts that I thought that were needed in the original event of Crisis on Infinite Earths. I actually have a hardcover version, and I have the 1st and 7th issue of this entire event. But I felt like this kind of like fills in the gaps, and I love it. So this is a definite 10 out of 10 for me. Yes. The Green Lantern Corps. Yeah, the original numbering is 213. Did I love this book? Yes. Yes, I did. I loved the book. I loved the artwork. I loved it. I loved every minute of it, and I'm excited to hopefully get the back issue of the next comic book issue for this, because I really love it. I love everything Green Lantern. Anything that is Green Lantern, I will instantly love. 10 out of 10. And yes, I am a big fan of Anima. Although, thanks to Dan Didio, yeah, she got split in half. In the Faces of Evil event. Thanks, Didiot! Yeah, because Dan Didio was, and is still an idiot. He is still an idiot because, wow, Anima did not deserve to die being split in half. Wow. This is really why I think that this year or next year or the year after that would be a really damn good time to bring in a rebirth version of Anima. Because, god damn it, we need someone now. And if that someone is her, I would be really happy there, DC. Because of all the fucked up things that you're doing right now. Yeah, I had to swear. It's because of all the screwed up things that DC and everybody else is doing now that I think that Anima should definitely return to some sort of semblance. I mean, Warner Brothers did it with Animaniacs, and they were a 1990s cartoon. So why can't DC do something like that with Anima? I don't know why. I really don't know why, but I'm getting carried off here. This was a really good book, and I really love badass women in DC. I really do. Because they can show us how we can, portray them, I guess you could say, without being sexualized and hypersexualized and all that bullcrap. I would love to see Anima back again with, other Blood Pack members or, something. That would be great. But yeah, this is a good book, and I really loved it. The art, the dialogue, everything was good. I really much enjoyed it for what it was. And I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. And same thing with this book. Because boy, did they make fun of RuPaul. And I loved it. Because I hate RuPaul. With a passion. Oh, and obviously that's Conan O'Brien. Obviously. But yes, they made fun of RuPaul. And I love it. Because of the fact that I hate RuPaul. I hate him. Because of my personal opinions when it comes to, clothing with men. Like men's clothing. I will say that. That's because of my opinion with men's clothing. That is the reason why I hate RuPaul. But this comic book actually makes fun of him. And I love it. Other than, the artworks and how Hollywood is nowadays, I really love this, and I really love this entire issue because it doesn't just make fun of RuPaul, it makes fun of everyone in Hollywood, and I love it. 10 out of 10. I love the womanizing Superboy. Seriously. Yes, we can clearly see he's losing it. The artwork and the dialogue I loved so much. It was a really good book, and I'm enjoying it. 10 out of 10. Underworld version for Superboy 22. I loved this book. It's a tie-in. I don't care. It's a good book. It actually doesn't make a reference to the event, which is great, because I'm tired of tie-ins that actually relate to the event. If you want to make a tie-in, just do it in the world of DC while the event is still going on. That's what I loved about this book. And that's what I think all tie-ins nowadays should do. 10 out of 10. 0 Hour Superboy number 8. I loved so damn much. Why? This was a good book and I really loved it. Plus, pre-crisis Superman. Holy shit. Who knew what happened? Who knew what could happen? Wow. Oh my God. Yeah, that's not Superman. That's actually pre-crisis Superman. When he was a boy. No, teenager. Or as they say it in Zero Hour, a alternate universe version. We all know what that alternate universe is. And I love it. It is a good book. Plus, it is a smackdown, and I love fights. Yes. 10 out of 10. Obviously, I'm going to have to censor that while I edit this video, for obvious reasons. But yeah, if you don't know who Nightstar is, I'm sorry, but you can refer to you can refer to what I said about Starfire, and then you can think of Dick Grayson, because that's who Nightstar actually is. A daughter of Starfire and Dick Grayson from Earth 22. Yeah. Earth 22. I loved it. This was a good book. Mark Waid has done some really good shit, and he's done some really bad shit. But this is a really good shit. So yes, 10 out of 10. And obviously, I will censor that one too because of gun violence. Hint, hint. Yeah. I love the cover though, but oh my god. That cover is going to get censored. I'm going to have to censor that. This is a really good cover though, and I hate ruining it, but obviously with, gun violence going on nowadays, yeah, protect the little minds and little children's, huh? YouTube, what do you think? But all in all, this was a really good book, and I really loved it. This was a really good issue. I loved it. 10 out of 10. Chain Gang War, number 8. This was a really good damn book. And of course, I'm going to have to heavily censor that too, because, well, we have to protect little minds and little children, huh, YouTube? But yeah, all in all, this was a good book, and I really loved it. Like, wow, this was a really good book. I mean, you don't get this kind of thing anymore where it's just all the bad guys grouped up in one panel for a cover. You don't get that no more. The only recent one that we got was the Crime Syndicate one. That was it. And I really love this comic book, so I will end this on a high note. Give this a 10 out of 10. So please like, subscribe, hit my YouTube notifications, hit the notification and comment bells, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.